Tyreek Hill injury update. Dolphins suffer another blow as Miami loses superstar before preseason opener. The Miami Dolphins' preparations for the 2025 season have hit an early snag. One of the NFL's most explosive receivers, Tyreek Hill, has been kept out of practice in recent days. The absence is not just about football. It comes during a complicated stretch for the star off the field, too. Details of Tyreek Hill's injury and practice absence. Head coach Mike McDaniel confirmed Friday that Hill is managing an oblique injury, which has kept him sidelined for team drills this week. According to McDaniel, it is an overuse injury made worse because Hill was taking every rep that was on the books. The coach noted that Hill has been eager to participate, even trying to sneak his way into taking every rep. But the Dolphins are prioritizing caution. Per McDaniel, the injury has prevented Hill from suiting up for practice, although he has been present on the field. Miami's joint practice against the Chicago Bears on August 8th went ahead without Hill, and he is also expected to miss the upcoming preseason matchup. In his absence, receivers Malik Washington, Eric Ezukanma, and Nick Westbrook-Akine have been taking more snaps with the first team. The setback follows a 2024 campaign that saw Hill record 81 receptions for 959 yards and 6 touchdowns, numbers well below his usual production. That dip, coupled with this injury, raises questions about how quickly he can return to peak form ahead of Week 1. Hill's personal challenges off the field. Hill's offseason has been eventful for reasons beyond the field. Earlier in the year, he made headlines for a series of outspoken remarks, from hinting at wanting out of Miami to challenging Olympic sprinters. However, the latest developments have been far more personal. According to an Instagram post by his estranged wife, Keita Vaccaro, Hill's 8-month-old daughter, Capri, was hospitalized after what she described as a scary incident. Vaccaro shared that the child started feeling warm, super sleepy, and just not herself, prompting a late-night trip to the ER. She credited at Miami and the hospital team for swift care, adding that Capri is now doing much better. Hill and Vaccaro have been separated since April following a domestic dispute, as reported by TMZ. The police report indicated there was no physical altercation and no arrests were made, though tensions had been high. For now, Hill has not commented publicly on his daughter's health, and football may understandably be a secondary concern. With the preseason opener against the Bears looming, Miami will be watching closely to see how quickly its star wideout can heal both physically and personally before the regular season begins. The Miami Dolphins entered training camp this summer with sky-high expectations. Their roster looked like something built for a playoff run. A speedy, high-powered offense, a defense strengthened with key additions, and a coaching staff eager to prove last season's flashes of brilliance were no fluke. But on a sweltering Tuesday morning in South Florida, the mood shifted from optimism to concern. It started as just another joint practice session with the Chicago Bears. 2 days of spirited competition meant to sharpen the edges before the preseason opener. Tyreek Hill, the Dolphins' game-breaking wide receiver and human highlight reel, was his usual self in the early drills, torching defenders on deep routes and jawing playfully with teammates. Then, in a split second, everything changed. The play that stopped practice. Midway through the second team session, Tua Tagovailoa dropped back and launched a timing route toward the right sideline. Hill broke into a sharp cut, reaching for the pass, but his foot planted awkwardly. Instead of accelerating, he slowed abruptly, grimacing as he grabbed at his side. Players stopped. Coaches rushed over. The energy on the field went from competitive to quiet in an instant. Trainers led Hill to the sideline, his face tense, as he gingerly held his left oblique. Within minutes, the team announced Hill would not return to practice. Initial reports and reactions. The Dolphins later confirmed that Hill had suffered an oblique strain. While the injury was not believed to be season-ending, the team ruled him out for the preseason opener and possibly beyond, depending on how his rehab progressed. Head coach Mike McDaniel addressed reporters afterward, choosing his words carefully. "Tyreek is as tough as they come," McDaniel said. "We're going to be smart here. This isn't the time to push him through something that could linger into the regular season. The goal is Week 1. Teammates echoed the sentiment, but the disappointment was clear. "Man, it's like losing the sun for a day," said fellow wide receiver Jalen Waddle. "He changes the whole energy out there. But we've got his back, and he'll be back soon." Why it hurts more than usual. While every team wants to avoid injuries in camp, losing Hill, especially right now, feels like a heavier blow for Miami. The Dolphins have built their offense around his unmatched speed and ability to stretch the field, forcing defenses to account for him on every snap. Last season, Hill posted 1,799 receiving yards and 13 touchdowns, numbers that put him in the MVP conversation until late in the year. His chemistry with Tagovailoa was a major reason the Dolphins started hot, and when Tua missed games, Hill's playmaking kept the offense afloat. Without him, Miami's attack becomes far more predictable. Defenses can play closer to the line, focus on Waddle, and force the Dolphins to rely on their running backs and tight ends for chunk plays. The bigger picture, Miami's injury luck. Hill's setback also highlights a troubling trend. The Dolphins have already been dealing with injuries across the roster this camp. Offensive tackle Taron Armstead has been limited with lingering knee soreness. Cornerback Jalen Ramsey underwent surgery for a meniscus tear and won't return until at least December. Depth players like linebacker Channing Tindall and safety Brandon Jones have also missed practice time. For a team that's built to win now, stacking injuries before the first preseason snap is a dangerous game. How Miami adjusts. The Dolphins still have weapons, plenty of them. Waddle is a Pro Bowl-caliber receiver who can burn defenders in his own right. Cedric Wilson Jr. and Braxton Berrios will see increased snaps. The team might even experiment more with rookie wideout Eric Ezukanma, who flashed potential in last year's preseason. McDaniel, known for his creative play designs, could lean on motion-heavy formations to free up receivers and take pressure off the passing game. Expect running backs Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane to be featured more heavily, particularly in the preseason. Still, without Hill's threat to go 70 yards at any moment, the Dolphins' margin for error shrinks. The fan reaction. In Miami, the news spread like wildfire. Sports talk radio went from breaking down depth chart battles to debating whether the Dolphins should consider adding a veteran receiver as insurance. On Twitter, fans were split between panic and patience. Season's over before it starts. Typical Dolphins luck. Let him heal. It's August. This is the whole point of preseason. By late afternoon, Tyreek was trending nationally, with clips of the injury play circulating, though McDaniel urged fans not to overanalyze grainy footage.